Great combination of brands today. Here on Not Fit for Print Beauty, we're going to be looking at the limited edition Cheetah collection from Chantecaille, along with a new, well, new to the US, I should say, Bobbi Brown Weightless Skin Oil Controlling Foundation. We're going to see all of that here today with me, Rebecca. I am a fashion and beauty editor who has turned to the digital world with Not Fit for Print Beauty, bringing all of my knowledge to a sort of digital beauty magazine that you can kind of flip through every day or so here on YouTube. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We are in the middle of a wear test, so let's talk about what product that is first. This is the Bobbi Brown Weightless Skin Oil Controlling SPF 15 with hyaluronic acid foundation. You might be trying to adjust your screen and going, that's not new. It is new to the United States, but it is true that it has been released in other countries first, okay? So you are not imagining things, but it's new to us. Here we are in the middle of a wear test. This is $57 in the United States. It comes in 42 shades. I got the shade Neutral 32 Sand. It's a little bit too light, but don't tell anyone because we're making it work. And so far, it's really pretty. We have a check-in coming up about 2 hours in, so you'll see that. We are about actually 4 hours in right now. This does have SPF, which is a shame, but it's SPF 15. And look, SPF is the products in SPF are a nice thickener, frankly, for foundation. And if you go through a few extra steps, you can, since it's in there anyway, you can get it certified and call it, you know, sunblock. So there you go. And that's what they did. But there's not a lot of it. SPF 15, I probably, the amount I put on, I probably have SPF 6 on, you know, because you got to put a lot on to get the full amount. So, but it's in there. It's medium coverage, natural finish. They say 24 hours of moisture. Waterproof, heat-proof, transfer resistant, which is really nice because when you answer your phone, you don't get it all over. But it doesn't really feel like a serum foundation, like the ultimate one being that Tom Ford Architect foundation, which, you know, you couldn't put it on all over because by the time you got back over here, you couldn't blend it anymore. It doesn't have that stubborn feeling. Kind of applies like a regular foundation, but doesn't really transfer kind of like a serum foundation. So the best of a few worlds there, and you'll see me putting it on in just a moment. We also want to talk about some brand new products for fall. Is it fall already? Wow. From Chantecaille. Chantecaille is helping out the Cheetah Conservation Fund this time around. Say what you want about Chantecaille's charitable donations. Better than other companies who give none. And I did purchase this with my own money. I've been working with Chantecaille a lot lately, but this is my own purchase. I picked up the Eye Trio to help the Cheetah Conservation Fund, which has two matte neutrals and a pearl shimmer shade. There's also the lip veil. I picked it up in Wild Senna, but there are 3 limited edition shades, and the lip color, which you're already getting a sneak peek of, is $54. The very minimalist, sophisticated eyeshadow palette is $78. Chantecaille is a bit pricey, that's true. You know to expect that. They are definitely a luxury brand. Well, what do you know? Someone almost forgot to do the swatches. There we go. Eye palette from Chantecaille on the left, Wild Senna on the right, taking it outside now into the warm California sunshine. Ooh, you can see it so much better. Look at that beautiful warm Senna shade. And there's the really attractive sparkly shade from the Chantecaille. Let's go to some ingredients now. Here's the basic ingredients on the Bobbi Brown. Freeze it if you need to. Chantecaille eyeshadow and Chantecaille Wild Senna. All right, I want to jump right into the demos. We have demos of this product, demos of this, a wear test. We are very, very busy people today, so I want to do that. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you do. That is the best compliment, honestly, that you can pay me is that. And make sure you check down below to see all of these, either in the description bar or somewhere here on the screen, if I can get them up there in YouTube shopping. All right, let's go to the demos. Well, oh dear, I do fear that the shade I got, N Neutral 32 Sand, might be a little bit too light, or looks that way in the bottle. I have some skincare on this morning. We're going to let this wear test go really long. I did put a little bit, just a little bit, of the Danessa Myricks concealer. I do like that one. You guys have been asking me about that. I like that one a lot. Here, just a little bit on my Dark Pits of Despair, just around the nose. Nothing else. I want to see what this foundation does on its own. It's probably going to need some bronzing up. That's looking a little light, I admit. Usually I do a little sneaky test just to see if I'm going to embarrass myself, but let's embarrass myself today without a sneaky test and see. I think that's going to be a little too light. But you know, better too light really than too dark, she says. Hoping. Yeah, it's a little too light. But let's see what it does once we get on the skin. We'll do half the face, okay? See what we think here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's way too light. But that's okay. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's too light, but actually not looking bad, covering up that redness. I have a real ruddiness around here, especially because I didn't use a lot of concealer. And let's see what we think. Oh, it's laying very nicely on the skin. Got a little bit in the hairline, that's okay. Yeah, it's a little bit too light, as you can see. Now let's see what happens as it sits. A lot of people talk about foundation kind of oxidizing as it hits the air. It's been a while since I've really seen a foundation that actually oxidizes, because the traditional definition of that would be like, as the day goes on, it gets darker and darker and darker. You know, we're at the end of the day, you're like, ah! But it's not going to do that. But let's see what happens as it sits, because sometimes it kind of, you know, finds its balance on the skin. And I feel like it's doing that, although a brighter foundation can also kind of lift the skin too. So we'll put some bronzer on it. Let me go ahead and let me speed up this footage here, and I'll do the rest of the face, and then we'll kind of chat about it, okay? Okay, what do you think? See, now that I have both sides on, and I feel like, tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you can see that this side is a teeny bit lighter, because this side has been sitting while we talked about the definition, funnily enough, of oxidizing. This side kind of settled in a little more. I wouldn't really call it oxidizing, but it kind of settled in a little more. And remember, a lot of people will choose a lighter shade. This may be 2 lighter shades maybe, but a lot of people will choose that because it does brighten and liven up the skin. Some people like to go darker, and a lot of foundations now are talking about exact shade and preferred shade can be a little lighter or darker. So we'll say this, we'll call this a preferred shade. It was on purpose. Okay, not really. Let's see what we think. It is gliding over pores really nicely. Beautiful finish. Very natural, true natural finish, meaning that maybe could use a little bit of powder on the T-zone. I'm getting a little bit more oily, if you can call it that, as I mature. So it probably could use a little bit of that. But it looks pretty good. It's not really flat or matte, and it's not really shiny either. We've had a lot of shine lately. It's true natural. Looking really, really pretty. What we're going to do is I'm just going to kind of go about my day. I'll wait a few hours before we film the Chantecaille portion, and that can serve as a little bit of a wear test check-in, really. And then I'll wait a little bit more, and we'll get it at the end of the day and really give it a true test. I do know that some of you out there in our audience have tried this already, as we were kind of lagging on getting this product here in the US. But for those of us in the US, this is a fun little wear test. So let's do a check-in in a few hours for me, and for you, just lickety split. Okay, let's let this serve as a 2-hour foundation check-in. Yeah, I do have a little bit of light makeup on over it. Nothing on the eyes or lips, because we're going to play with our new Chantecaille products. But let's just take a look at how the Bobbi Brown foundation is doing this Weightless as it sits. Wow, looking really, really nice. And a little bit of bronzer definitely did it a favor, just a little bit. So it looks, you know, you wouldn't see me and go, ooh, somebody mismatched their foundation. Maybe you would, but I don't think I would. So I think that's working. It's sitting really nicely, and it's really blurring on pores and looking very pretty, not sinking into any fine lines. And I don't have any powder over it because I wanted to see exactly how the foundation will last. We're going to give it quite a few more hours, but at 2 hours check-in, let me just tell you, A-okay. All right, we can move along then to our Chantecaille product as we continue on with this wear test. We're going to talk about two products, of course, as you know, the Cheetah Eye Trio and the Lip Veil. I picked up Wild Sienna. There's 3 limited edition shades that help the Cheetah Conservation Fund, as you know. And this shade here seemed a little bit more interesting than a lot of the pinks I have from Chantecaille. That is pretty. This is the Wild Sienna shade. That is really, really quite pretty. Very, very nice. Okay. I was saying I've been working with Chantecaille kind of a lot lately, actually. These I purchased myself. This was not PR. So I thought, oh, I need to update my lip look. And I'm really glad. I think that's a good one that I went with. That's a really nice one. Okay, let's take a look at our Cheetah Eye Trio now. What I really like about Chantecaille is the simplicity, the minimalist look. I love that they don't give a lot of choice in shades. I actually like that. Not because I don't want equality, because I think this works equally for every skin tone. You just have to use it differently. But I like the lack of choice. I want to just kind of have something simple and easy to do. So I am starting right here with this shade. And I'm just covering the eye with it so far. Beautiful. We're using Sonia G today, and I'm going to move over to this matte shade here, which is a very nice one. And just put that into the crease and a little on the outside of the eye. Wow, very pretty. So what's going to make or break this palette, I can tell you right now, is this shade that we haven't dipped into yet. Because right now we have 2 beautifully performing neutrals, but I can see it in my comment section already. Why would I pay that when I have those same shades by other brands? Okay. Well, then let's see if it makes or breaks the look when we add this. And I'm going to go ahead and use my finger because I think that's going to make it a nice light wash of color. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so we have a gentle kind of cocoa looking sparkle, more sparkle than cocoa, not glittery. It's sparkly, I'm not going to lie, but it's not glittery like Fallout glittery. I am applying this right now to my eye with absolute abandon, and I am not seeing anything fall onto the face whatsoever. A very simple, very, very Chantecaille eye look for those of you like me who really enjoy that kind of minimal look on the eyes. What do you think? And I think paired with that lip, I'm really glad I went with a slightly bolder Chantecaille lip. I did not have a good selection of Chantecaille lip products, so this one is going to really add to it. That's beautiful, so simple, and so easy and so pretty. But I will have some follow-up thoughts. What I want to do now is I'm going to get on with my day, and I'll see you guys again this evening while we talk about how this foundation has lasted. But meanwhile, I'll leave the eyeshadow on too and see how that lasts as well. Okay, it's been 6 more hours for a total of 8 hours wear test. I, of course, have reapplied just now, to be honest with you, the lip portion of the Chantecaille look. Obviously, that's why that looks so fresh. Just put it on. Everything else I left as is and went ahead with my day. So let's give it a check and see how this new Bobbi Brown foundation, new to us here in the US, is doing. Wow, really pretty. The finish is nice. It's beautifully blurring, looking good over the pores. I have enlarged pores here and here. It's really looking nice. I haven't used any powder. It probably could have benefited from a little bit on the T-zone. I'm noticing I'm getting a tiny bit oilier on the T-zone as I get more mature. But wow, not sinking in here. Gosh, just doing really well, giving a nice kind of glow to the face. Of course, the fact that the shade's a tad bit too light kind of adds to the glow. A lot of people, in fact, will choose a lighter foundation in order to have that little bit of glow. So maybe that's an unintentional effect, but I think it looks really, really nice. I am quite pleased with this. And even in the shade, I'm going to wear this quite a bit. I'm really, really happy with that product. That's 8 hours. And it is looking good, let me tell you. Let's talk about the Chantecaille product. I did reapply the lipstick, but I told you this is a great shade. I will link all that below so you can check it out in the description box. Where I can, these products will be in YouTube shopping where I can, but that's kind of coming along and getting more stores as it goes. The eyeshadow has stayed beautifully. Look at that. Really subtle shimmer on the eyelids. That's the way you want glitter to be. It's not chunky. It doesn't have fallout. Very sophisticated, but very minimal. So I can see that there will be some resistance in comments for the price, $78 for that kind of, but for me, I like that kind of a sophisticated minimal look. And in a world which currently is not trend-wise, don't follow trends, follow your heart, but trend-wise isn't really super excited about complicated eye looks. It's really right on trend. Again, whether you want to be on trend is totally up to you. I'm all for bucking the system, but you know what I'm saying. And of course, supporting the Cheetah Conservation Fund is a good thing. And I know that you guys think back and forth about that, but better than giving nothing to the Cheetah Conservation Fund, right? I think so. So a really good set of reviews up here. I've had some ones lately, so this makes me very happy. I really do enjoy it. Hey, did you guys know that we have a Facebook group? That's right, it's free, of course, because it's Facebook. You can find the link to it down below. We have over 200 members. We have a lot of fun talking about all sorts of subjects, makeup, and things that we review on this channel. I would love to see you over there if you can. If you want to support this channel even more, we have a membership for under $5 a month. You can join our weekly lives where we have a much smaller group and we have a good time over there. But check down below for all that. Don't forget to check me out over on Instagram, Facebook, and on Threads also. Make sure to like and of course subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.